What does it take to run the AI that talks to hundreds of millions of people and maybe one day reaches AGI? 10 gigawatts of power, up to $500 billion of infrastructure, and a three-way alliance between Oracle, Nvidia, and AMD that looks more like a sci-fi megaproject than a normal IT contract. In this video, we're going to unpack OpenAI's gigantic data center plan, how much money is really involved, what Oracle, Nvidia, and AMD are each putting on the table, and why regulators are starting to get nervous. Quick reminder before we jump into the video, hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let's start with a quick origin story. OpenAI was founded in 2015 as a non-profit research lab in San Francisco by Sam Altman, Elon Musk, and a group of top AI researchers. The mission was simple but ambitious: make sure artificial general intelligence benefits all of humanity. Over the next few years, they released tools like OpenAI Gym and Universe, and began training increasingly large neural networks. Nvidia even sent them one of the first DGX-1 supercomputers, an early sign of the hardware hunger that would define the company's future. In 2019, OpenAI realized it needed far more compute and switched to a capped profit model. Microsoft invested $1 billion and built a massive Azure supercomputer exclusively for OpenAI models. From 2020 to 2022, breakthroughs like GPT-3, Codex, and ChatGPT transformed OpenAI into a global phenomenon. GPT-4, DALL-E, and Sora pushed it further into the mainstream. By 2024 and 2025, OpenAI began restructuring into a for-profit public benefit corporation, raising money at a $500 billion valuation and openly discussing Stargate, a planetary-scale AI compute network with up to 10 gigawatts of capacity and massive investment from multiple partners. To build that, OpenAI needs three things: cloud capacity from Oracle, GPU supersystems from Nvidia, and a strong alternative supplier in AMD to avoid being locked into a single vendor. Let's start with Oracle, because this is where the biggest number appears. In 2025, OpenAI and Oracle signed one of the largest cloud computing deals ever, around $300 billion of compute over about 5 years, beginning in 2027. In return, Oracle commits to building roughly 4.5 gigawatts of AI compute across multiple regions, including a massive expansion in Texas. For OpenAI, this is like reserving lanes on a global AI highway. They don't own the road, but they lock in enormous capacity. For Oracle, it's a complete transformation. The company projects cloud infrastructure revenue could reach hundreds of billions per year by 2030, and the OpenAI demand is a major driver. To deliver it, Oracle plans tens of billions in annual capital spending, including huge purchases of Nvidia's newest chips. The flow of money works like this. OpenAI pays Oracle for compute. Oracle invests heavily in land, buildings, power, and GPUs. And Oracle resells excess capacity to other customers. In effect, Oracle becomes the physical landlord for a large part of OpenAI's future brain. Next, we have Nvidia, the company whose GPUs power almost every major AI model. Nvidia and OpenAI announce a strategic plan to deploy at least 10 gigawatts of AI data centers built on Nvidia systems. Nvidia plans to invest up to $100 billion as this rolls out, with the first wave of systems coming online in 2026. These Nvidia systems are distributed across cloud providers like Microsoft Azure, Oracle Cloud, and others that are part of OpenAI's Stargate initiative. Nvidia designs the chips, the racks, the networking, and works closely with OpenAI to maximize training efficiency. There's also an interesting triangle. Nvidia supplies and finances systems for CoreWeave. CoreWeave sells compute to OpenAI, and Nvidia simultaneously invests in both sides. Regulators are now examining whether these cyclical money flows give large players too much control. If Oracle is the landlord, Nvidia is the builder of the AI reactors, powering everything inside. Now onto AMD, the plot twist. OpenAI doesn't want to live in a world dominated by a single GPU supplier. So in 2025, AMD and OpenAI form a 6 gigawatt partnership. OpenAI will deploy up to 6 gigawatts of AMD accelerators, starting with next-generation MI450 GPUs. Analysts estimate this deal could deliver tens of billions of dollars in revenue to AMD, and the financial structure goes even deeper. OpenAI receives a warrant for a massive block of AMD shares, potentially becoming a major shareholder if growth milestones are hit. That means OpenAI isn't just buying hardware. It could end up with real ownership in the company that makes it. On the cloud side, Oracle commits to deploying huge AMD clusters alongside Nvidia systems, making AMD a core part of the OpenAI hardware ecosystem. Nvidia remains the preferred strategic partner, but AMD becomes an essential counterweight, ensuring OpenAI has two major suppliers instead of one. With numbers this large, regulators and journalists are uneasy. Several concerns are emerging. First, circular financing loops. Nvidia invests in companies that buy Nvidia hardware to serve OpenAI, while Oracle spends tens of billions on Nvidia chips based on OpenAI's demand. Everything is legal, but the scale raises questions about market concentration and competition. Second, OpenAI's mission. The company began as a non-profit meant to avoid private gain. By 2025, it is a multi-hundred-billion-dollar for-profit entity with enormous commercial contracts. Regulators are examining whether the structure still aligns with the original public benefit purpose. Third, the energy footprint. 10 gigawatts of Nvidia compute, 6 gigawatts of AMD, and multiple gigawatts more through Oracle isn't just a chip story, it's a national-scale power story. These AI factories require electricity on the level of entire countries, sparking debate about grid capacity, renewable energy, and long-term environmental impact. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment. It really helps the channel grow.